Okay, so the input statement and display are two ways to control your input-output. The input statement is, simple and is line-oriented, but what most people are used to nowadays is menus to pick things from. And so MATLAB provides a menu statement also, and that's what we want to look at now. It has a similar form to the input in that you're going to store things in a variable. So variable equals the word menu, and then a string, which is like a prompt at the top of the menu, and then the different buttons and what they were going to represent. What will happen is the person will see the menu, hit a button, the number of the button they put will go what's into the variable. So if they hit the first button, that's a 1. For the second button, it's a 2. It'll have to be an integer. So here's a sample. Called it sample menu. Again, it's a program you can download and run. But here's what I've done is I've loaded a variable, string variable with red, blue, green. Those are going to be on my buttons. By doing it this way, I probably could have done it a little bit different, but because I used a regular array, they all have to be the same length. I think I could have probably used a cell array, but I didn't. And so the I equals menu, so I is going to be a 1, 2, or 3, because I'm going to have 3 buttons. There's my prompt, pick a color, and then red, blue, or green will go on my buttons. Just like the input, it'll stop until I pick a menu button, and then it'll store that which one I pick in I, and then I'm just going to display whatever color of I was. So if I run that code, what you'll see is your menu, and then you'll pick one, and when you pick one, I pick the first one, and so it'll come up red. You pick the second one, it'll say blue. And so that is because of my display color of I, and I picked I. So I'm doing I'm doing first row, all of the columns. Have to have these be the same length. So I looked at the biggest one, green. I need to try that and see if it would have worked with a cell array. I think it probably will, but I'll try it. And so I pick one, and then it comes out red. Okay? Now we also have better control over our output, and that's with the fprintf command. It has two parts. It has what we call an edit descriptor and then a variable list. The edit descriptor can include text, which will come out just like it is, and then how you want numbers or whatever's in the variables printed. Each edit descriptor starts with a %, and then it'll end with a letter that tells you what type of variable it is. If I'm doing a decimal number, then I'm going to go % and then number, dot number, and then an F. The first number is the total width, how many spots do you want to save, and then how many decimals do you want. So if X has pi stored in it, and if I went fprint quote distance equals %6.2f, then it would save me 6 spots with 2 decimals. So we'd round that to a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put 2 in front to be 6. The /n means go to the next line. And so I did that. X uses that edit descriptor. There's some other control characters: insert a new line, tab, insert a backslash, some others. So there's your different types of edit descriptors. There are 3 variations on the real. You've got exponential. You can do an integer. You can do a string. So here's my sample code. I left off the header. Sample, again, you can download this one. So it's the same one we had before, only now we're going to output %8.2f. So I'm saving 8 digits, 2 decimals. The centimeter will come out as it is, new line, and that's the variable. So that's the syntax. And when I run that, my output looks like enter length in inches. That's my input. So I enter a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And notice the centimeter came out. So menu for input, fprintf. Now there's also an sprintf, which instead of having it write to the screen, if I did this in an sprintf, I could put it in a variable like z equals x sprintf, and instead of coming to the screen, it goes into the variable z, which I could then put as a title of a graph or something. We'll see that again later. All right, you should be ready for PA 17 and the quiz now. This will be the last video for this module. See you in the next one.